Hey, so guys, Rexcall here, and today I'm going to be discussing the Overwatch PvP livestream that we had today. I'm just going to be going over all the changes and put my opinions out about them. So yeah, let's get straight into it. First off, we're going to start off with probably the best thing, obviously, is just the new maps. We've seen most of these before. Of course, they're great. They're always great at making these. So yeah, nothing much else to say there. And then there's two changes that they highlighted to the PvP aspect. So as you see, Mei got a change to her freeze, so it doesn't actually freeze the people like completely. Like you don't stand still; it only slows you down now. That's a pretty nice change. I'm pretty sure they talked about it with like Super. They don't like stuns, and they're probably trying to change them as best they can, which is a good thing. Stuns are super annoying, especially if you're a tank player. So it's nice seeing little of those in the game. And the next thing is Winston's change. He gets basically like a sniper, a sniper Tesla cannon thingy for his secondary fire, which is nice as well. Because it's for those moments where you're like just out of reach of someone that you dive on. They're like super low, and you just have to like zap them a little bit. Now, I don't think it's a huge change, but it might help in certain situations, which is nice. So next thing, this wasn't in any of like the trailers things on Twitter, which is what I'm looking at right now. But I remembered that the Zarya had some changes, kind of like how Reinhardt now has two charges for his fire strike. Zarya now has two charges for her bubbles, so you'll be able to put two bubbles on in succession, either on your teammates or yourself. Which is nice since she's going to be a solo tank now. Once again, a 5v5. I'll talk about that in a minute. And it comes with kind of with the Winston change as well. They're going to be changing a bunch of the things of how tanks work, hopefully, because this 5v5 thing is a big change. So I'm pretty sure that sums up all of the little things that I kind of saw in the trailers. Obviously, there's the gameplay aspect and the maps, but that's kind of stuff we've already talked about when the first thing came out, like the role passives, and yeah, all that's the same. It's all stayed the same from back then. But the main thing, of course, is the 5v5 aspect. So this, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this. Like the positives that they said were obviously the game's less chaotic, which is really nice because obviously the game's way too chaotic right now. Way too much things going on screen. So it's really nice having one less hero to worry about when you're doing other things as well. But I wanted to discuss the negatives about this. The main thing is the thing about like off tanks and main tanks. Like they're gonna have to basically make every off tank a main tank now because of how this 5v5 thing is going to work because there's only going to be one tank. I don't know if it should be tank that should have one less hero or some other role. I guess I kind of get it because that's the least played role, so they're going to have one less of it. It seems kind of odd to just get rid of basically a whole role. Like imagine if all projectile DPS were just eliminated from the game and you had to they all had to become hit scans or some bullcrap like that. It's basically what's happening here, but to a lesser extent, of course, because there's less of off tanks and stuff. But it still really sucks for those people who main off tanks and people, especially people in the Overwatch League that main off tanks. They're basically just freaking out of the picture. They could get like fired and stuff. They just play off tanks, but now you have to be basically a main tank player to play in probably this new 5v5 mode. It's hard to go off of what we have because obviously we can't go off like 3 or 4 games or whatever they played to see what the meta is going to be because there's no way of telling. Plus they might change a ton of things in the next year because that's when the game's going to be coming out, probably it's the beginning of next year, something like that. I don't know, man. This was pretty disappointing. Honestly, I was kind of hoping to see more new hero things or talking about guild or clan systems, because we kind of got teasers at that in BlizzCon Online. But here we just, I don't know. It was pretty disappointing. There wasn't too much to go off of except for the 5v5 thing. I would have liked to seen maybe at least like a trailer, like they've done, but I guess they're just fully working on Overwatch 2. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments below. These are just my thoughts. So thank you guys for the support as always, and I'll see you on the next one.
You got me losing my focus, don't know what you